Hey, how's it going? Spy here with another scrap mechanic episode. Now this one's a little different. I'm kind of improving one of my old designs, and as you can see here, this truck may look a little familiar. This is the Mad Max war rig that I built. I think it was one of my first few videos that I made. It's pretty good, but I can improve it. Now that I got the weld tool, I can actually make suspension that works good for this truck. But as you can see, the truck kind of leans forward way too much, but I think that's what the actual truck does, so I might keep it similar to that. But we could also weld this piece onto the actual plow now, which might be useful. So let's begin. So to connect the plow to the actual arm, what we need to do is we need to add a bearing here and a block on the bearing. Now we should be able to weld this to the plow, and it should work good. Now I'm not sure, but let's test it out. There we go, it looks like it's connected. Yeah, both sides are connected. Awesome, this weld tool is pretty sweet. Now let's see if we can actually move the plow up and down without problem. I don't remember which button it is. Wrong one. Okay, there we go. Looks sweet. Alright. Alright, so now what we need to do is add the suspension to the trailer. Now, I don't know if this is going to work properly because the trailer is all metal, so it's going to be super heavy. So we're going to try 3 shocks per tire. Okay, just turn it like this. There we go. Now, hopefully this works. And then we just weld it all together. Put a block here and add our tire. Now, I'm going to do that with all of them, but I'm not sure if that's going to be overkill or not. Okay, one there, one there, one there. Block here. If it lets me. It's not letting me for some reason. Okay. Add that there, and a block there, and we'll weld it. There we go. Add our tire. There we go. Now let's see how this works. I'm not sure. It doesn't have as much compression as it did before, which is good. So maybe if we add all the other tires with multiple suspension, maybe that would work. Okay, there we go. We have suspension on all tires. See how it works. It's a little laggy, and it seems like it's not as compressed as before. The back ones might be, but it looks like it has a lot more suspension now. Now let's see how it works. I don't know if there's much way around the leg currently because it's mostly just performance-wise stuff. Looks like it works decent though. Alright, so now I'm just going to add some touch-ups to the truck. The suspension on the truck is actually pretty decent. It doesn't compress as much, and it has a decent amount of bounciness to it. So we're going to add some like weird spike things to the tires, similar to the movie. So we're going to just add some pieces like this to it. I think that looks decent. Gonna have to color all of the truck too, because before I made this truck, the game didn't actually have the paint tool or the weld tool, which is a lot more useful now. Okay. But I'm sure I can add a lot more stuff to it now. So if you have any suggestions for what I should fix on this or add, please let me know. It can be improved a lot, but due to how big this truck is and how much suspension there is quite a bit of lag while driving it, but that's not a big problem. So it seems the front tires actually didn't have any of these spikes. I'm not sure why, but they did have just like normal bolts on it, so we're just going to add some bolts. We'll just put one in the middle. I guess that works. And we'll throw some of these on the side here. I'm not sure if that's going to cause much lag. Yeah, that looks alright. Looks a little scary. You wouldn't want to get caught in that. Alright, so there we go. All the tires are done. And I realized the front tires are actually a little higher. And I think that's how I mimicked the kind of curve on the vehicle. Once we get to the plow set down, you'll see that. Okay, it's going to go down. I might have to adjust how much the plow pushes. As you can see, the truck kind of angles like it does in the movie. So it's pretty cool. Okay, we're going to get this back up. Alright, when I was making this before, I didn't realize that I missed the front cover of the tanker here. Now, in the movie, I think it's the front part of a buggy, like the body of it, but due to the size of that, I don't think we can make it exactly similar. So we're going to do as best as we can. We're going to kind of mimic the back here. Now, I'm not sure how I did that properly. I think it was more so half of a buggy, but we can't really do that because there's not much room. We try our best though. Okay. I think this would be decent, like this. I think it kind of indents into the truck a bit. Alright, there we go. We got the front bunker on the truck now. It doesn't look the best, but I think they actually had an access port in the front there, but we're not going to be up there, so it doesn't really matter. Now I'm going to do the painting for this truck. This part might take a bit, so we're going to just paint it similar to the actual truck. I think it was like a dark black or a dark gray. I think it was dark gray. Let's see how this looks. Maybe a little darker. I think that's as dark as it's going to get without being black. I actually think that might work. Okay, let's try that. Alright, I'm just going to paint this really quick and we'll see how it turns out. Alright, so there we go. The truck is painted. It looks a little dirty, which is what I wanted. A little rusty as well. And we got everything painted, including the skeleton arm, which I believe was red in the movie. There we go. Now we got to paint this. I think it is similar to the paint job as this, but I'm not quite sure. These pieces right here are, I think, a like weird, rusty, muddy looking brown. I think this would work. Then the rest we can just paint black and gray. I think the underpiece was also a rusty color too, so we're gonna make it a darker brown like this. Now this isn't completely to proportion to the actual trailer in the movie. Okay, and then the rest we can paint black like this. That looks alright. Okay, I'm just gonna do this really quick and we'll get back to the truck. Alright, so there we go. Everything that I can see is painted. It looks decent, but it's not gonna be exact. Now, if I could, I'd add the spikes to the trailer, but currently there's nothing that resembles that. It would just look pretty messy, but one thing we can actually add is the axle to each tire, and I think I'm going to use these table supports. Hopefully they fit. There we go, and then we can just weld it together with the weld tool right here, and we just go like this, connect them together, and we're going to do that for each one as well. And there we go. Let's see how it looks. A little leggy still. Okay. So there we go, guys. There's the Mad Max war rig that I built in the past, repainted and fixed up. If you have any suggestions for this build, please let me know and I'll get to it. Now, there's not much else we could do without it lagging a lot more, but I'm sure you guys can handle it better than me. So I'm letting you guys download this build, and the download link will be in the description. So let's take this for a test drive and hopefully it doesn't crash us. Awesome. Alright, it looks pretty good to me. So that's pretty much it for this episode. So thank you guys for watching and subscribing, and I will see you guys next episode. Remember, stay sweet. Bye.